I've seen just around the Westmore area, and I've even seen images, especially right around Highland Junior High there, that is just right along 4th Street, okay? But this is the latest right here. This is where the large hail is right here, just north of I-240, South Anderson Road. This is going to be right along Southeast 29th Street. This is the rotation right here. This is going to be the hail right here, large hail. It's going to be likely up in the size of tennis balls, the baseball size hail. Again, this is some significant hail within this storm. We have continue to watch this storm very closely. And again, while it's not nearly as intense as it was when it was going through more, it is still a very intense storm. So once again, we continue to watch this. Again, some of the reports coming in from the history of this storm as it moved through more. Again, as I mentioned before, it's a place that I call home. This tornado passed, it looks like, just one street north of my house. So you can certainly imagine the emotions that I'm running through right now. But again, you can see here, large hail just right along I-240, just north of I-40, and the rotation is right there. Rusty.
All right, Damon, you take a break, buddy. I know it's emotional for you, obviously, and I know a lot of folks. We all know someone, I'm sure, who was impacted by this storm. The pictures that are going to be coming out of Moore, they're going to be very reminiscent of some of the strongest tornadoes that we've ever seen in central Oklahoma, because this, I can tell you right now from radar, this was at least an EF4. This was just in the same line as the Shawnee and the Kearney tornadoes of yesterday. Let's talk about what's happening right now, because we still do have 2 active tornado warnings. Let's go on over to Advantage Doppler 3D. We're still looking at the tornado warning. It is still in effect for the quote-unquote Moore tornado. We do not have an actual tornado on the ground at this point in time, but we are still watching this very closely. Chris Lee is still tracking that storm. Chris, you're on the phone. Let's get the latest from you on that.
Yeah, we're at 134th and North Choctaw Road, heading back to the north. Not seeing anything on the ground. Still have this large area of rotation. It's moving. It looks like it has moved past Lake Stanley Gopher now. It is moving. Not as I thought maybe it would be crossing I-35. I'm sorry, I-240 around Choctaw Road. Looks like it may be going south of that. Not seeing anything on the ground. It's very hilly out here, so we kind of lose it between our just drop down and then come back up to the next hill. And I kind of pause and think of time to see when I get to the top of the hill what I'm going to see when I get up there. But a lot of rotation still at Cloud Base, and that's still back to the west of Choctaw Road, to the north of appears to be, I believe that's 104th Street coming up.
Okay, Chris, thanks. Stay on that storm. I'm tracking it for you right now. I've got Newalla at 417, McLeod at 431, Hazeldale at 446. Again, right now, there is no tornado on the ground, but the circulation continues, and these supercells in this kind of high instability environment have the possibility of regenerating a tornado. So if you live in those areas I just mentioned, you need to stay very weather aware. We'll keep a close eye on that. There is an active tornado warning further to the south. This is going to be for a southern viewing area. This includes portions of Stevens and Garvin County. This is a very dangerous situation. We've had reports of confirmed tornado. This is not nearly as strong as the one that went through Moore, but this one is still moving into some populated areas at this point in time, moving off to the east at around 25 miles an hour. I'm going to track it from the area of concern that is just to the southeast of Bray. And a lot of the reports that I've seen were out of northern Stevens County near Bray. So this is moving out of northeast Stevens into the western sides of Garvin County. I've got Foster at 425, Elmore City at 438. This circulation would be headed towards I-35, somewhere between Pauls Valley and Wynnewood. Those are 2 of the bigger areas in Garvin County. If you live in those areas, you got to just keep weather aware. Tornado watch is still in effect until 10. The tornado warning is still active on this storm. I'm going to query it one more time just to see if they extended it. It was until 4:15, and it is still until 4:15. So again, if this storm still shows signs of a tornado being produced, they will probably extend that, and that will get deeper into Garvin County. So those are the 2 active tornado warnings right now. And again, back into the metro, if you live on the northern sides of Oklahoma County, the cold front has pushed through your area. You're probably feeling north winds, and the temperature's coming down a little bit. That is a good sign for you. More than likely, that means that tornado potential is going to be very, very low. I'm talking about places like El Reno, Rockville, Yukon, War Acres, The Village, Piedmont, Edmond, up to Guthrie. Most of this activity will be south and east of that area, but anywhere south and east of that, still including downtown Oklahoma City, the threat still lingers for additional tornado development. These supercells, when I zoom out, you just look at this line across the state. What we're doing is literally from eastern Kansas all the way down to North Texas, we're dotting I-44 with supercells, all of them in an environment capable to continue to produce tornadoes through the afternoon hours. But again, right now, we have one, I believe, tornado that could possibly be on the ground. The other one that is near southeast sides of Oklahoma County, that one has lifted. Chris Lee is still on that storm. Brad?
Hey, Rusty, I want to add to what you were saying right now about what's happening along I-44. What we saw earlier today was this was modeled perfectly along I-44. Computer models were suggesting this could be right along that boundary. And what it's got is it's got it taking it farther to the south and to the east really throughout the afternoon. Right. So even though this is starting to pass through the major metro areas, we're still dealing with this over the next several hours. I wanted a new report out of Bray. We just had a report of baseball-sized hail. So these storms have intense updrafts, just intense updrafts, and they continue to produce hail and likely will continue to produce violent tornadoes.
Brad, these are the bad boys of spring. This is, considering the tornado that just went through Morris, one of the worst days that I've experienced here. But this is why we tell you about this days and days in advance. And Brad is right. Some of the models that we look at actually have the instability, if you will, even higher when you go east of I-35. Now, that's south of the metro. That would be like Garvin County and Aponatow County down towards the Ada area. But you're right. There are going to be several more hours where tornadoes are still possible in the KOCO viewing area.
And you see these setups in the morning and you say, this could happen. You don't want to believe it. Unfortunately, it's happened once again. Let's head over to Chief Meteorologist Damon Lane.
And I know that there are many cell towers that were impacted. I know there are a lot of people that are trying to make phone calls right now down into Moore. All right, we know that the cell service has been knocked out. However, you can still text message. All right, so
your cell phones have gone out, but my amateur radio that I can talk to anywhere in the world through 1 meter, through 160 meter, is still working. In fact, I just made contact with somebody up in Canada when I stopped the video.